I almost shut it off before I introed us.
Well, that's all, folks. That's all we got.
Have a good night. Thank
Have
you.
a good weekend.
I almost hit end recording right before it even started. All right. Hey, so how are you?
I'm tuckered out now.
Oh,
Buddy,
man.
how are you? I
Doing
like your
good.
backdrop, and you can see you nice and bright and crisp.
Yeah, we'll see. I hope so. I mean, some people might want it darker so they don't see me, but
Well, hey,
can't please everybody. So
no. There's other channels, right?
yeah, but the camera that I got was it's definitely different as far as the clarity of the picture that it looks like here. So we'll see. But it's also a wider view from the camera.
Yeah, it looks really nice.
I have a lot of empty space now, which I got to fill right over
here.
here.
I can help you out with that.
Actually, I have some John Rivoli's paintings that I have not framed yet.
Okay.
So they're going to go right here and here.
Perfect.
There and there.
Yep.
You get the idea.
I get the idea.
And those are
either that or you're doing YMCA.
Yeah, YMCA. Those are 16 by 20. So I think they'll fit good there.
Yeah.
And then right here.
Yep.
I have the Rocky versus Drago movie poster.
Okay. Okay.
So that'll fit right there well. So that'll fill in very nicely. I just got to get the frames.
Yes.
And I ordered my frame for my Mighty Mix brick and wood and everything. I'll get that all done up for hopefully next show.
Right.
So going very good. I also got another package in the mail that had some goodies in it from somebody.
You did?
Oh, yeah.
Santa come early?
Did yourself this time. Oh, man. First, I got the Rocky like you did with the album cover Rocky.
Yep.
And then our new logo, the Round 14 logo with the boxing glove, which is fantastic, which thank you to Stacy over at Rocky Files. She's the one that actually put it all together way back when before you got on.
Yeah.
She helped me do a new logo. She's much techier than I am. So
I love the logo. Yeah, the logo came out beautiful.
Oh, it looks fantastic.
Yeah.
It looks fantastic.
Love the glove.
And then Gina loves the chicken.
Yeah.
She loves the chicken. She was like, "Oh my God, that's great.
Send me your size. I'll make her one."
That is so great. You guys remember Rick's shirt from about 2 episodes ago, I think it was?
Yeah, about that.
Feel like Kentucky Fried Idiot. Chicken's got the boxing gloves on. It's got the Italian stallion on his shirt. It's fantastic. Got the headband. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Great stuff. But so yeah, John's posters are going to go up there, so that'll fill it in nicely.
Yeah.
I hope, anyway.
And there was an obscure one in there for you. That was for your birthday.
Obscure one.
An obscure. No, an obscure present.
Oh, the Giants. I forgot to mention
doesn't quite fit into your wall, but
Thank you. Yeah, that's the Giants Boulevard there. I love it. That's awesome.
Yeah, you can put that way over to the left or something.
Yeah. Separated from the Rocky stuff. I know. I have so much stuff downstairs that I would love to hang up, but it kind of doesn't make sense putting it up with all this Rocky stuff. So
right.
If I had a room, I could maybe do a different wall or something. I don't know. Well, we'll see. I'll figure it out.
There you go.
We'll work it out. No big deal. But speaking of John's, speaking of John's work, John had some other work that was not painting involved, but artist involved, and I'm sure you saw this on Sly's Instagram here. He's got the Loan Shark collector, of Rocky, and man, I tell you, you look at the face and the everything. It's just amazing.
Did you see Sly's post about that today?
Yeah. Well, that's what made me bring it up. I was like, that's so cool, and he was even just like flabbergasted how it looked.
He's like, they finally got it right. You know? And he was talking about how the shoes were his because there was no money for like wardrobe, and they were brown. He tried to dye them black or do the whatever the shoe polish
on them.
Came out brown. Good stuff, man.
Oh yeah,
good stuff.
I love hearing him talk about the outfit and the costume and the hat and stuff. So, I mean, let's face it, he was there. He's the one that got it. And the hat being the dark navy, not black.
Right. And he said it was like really flimsy. It wasn't even like, it had like a great shape to it. It was just like, we We've all had those hats.
Yeah, he got it in some kind of secondhand store or through. I don't know I forget where he said he got it out of. But the jacket was really his, he said.
Yeah.
And so yeah, like you said, they had a shoestring budget, so every dollar they could save went to good use.
Right. Do you recall the story he told? I don't know, it was a little while ago, of how he was shooting or taping in Philly, and he called his brother Frank, and he's like, "Hey, you got to bring me my sweatsuit." He went out and he bought a brand new sweatsuit for the movie, and then Frank came back with it or something like that, and that's when he brought the old one with all the holes in it. He's like, "No, is that what I want? I wanted the new one," and it worked out better.
Oh, I didn't know that story. I never heard that.
You never heard that? Oh yeah,
No.
check out his old posts. He talked about it somewhere, and I was like, "Oh my god," I mean, to see him in like a brand new sweatsuit that he bought for the movie, and
right.
Frank brings him the one with all the holes,
the one that's all beat up, which obviously was more appropriate for the character.
Right. It brings flies.
I never understood why he had the hole right here. It's like,
I know, right?
Like this odd hole he's just hanging on to. Like, what is that?
I know, right? Just scratch my chest.
Wrote on the back with magic marker, like a
I love that. Yeah.
All crooked and stuff.
Yeah. That's awesome. God.
Oh man. But yeah, the action figure is unbelievable. I mean, it really is amazing.
Yeah, I'm thinking about maybe for Christmas. I don't know. I don't know.
I definitely understand. I mean, because you look at it like this. I mean, I hate to put it up again, but you look at it and you got Butkus there. You look at all the little things it comes with. Like it comes with the ball. It comes with the little pad where he had the name Del Rio and stuff.
Yeah, I spelled Del Rio.
Has a little jar cuff and link are in there.
Yeah.
You got your cuff and link now.
I do. I finally got them.
Yeah.
I was watching them for a little while this morning. I didn't realize they stay underwater for so long.
You think they were drowning?
McFly, are you in there? Yeah, are you drowning? Yeah.
Wait, don't drown.
Yeah, so finally they came up and we were getting some sun this morning. I'm like, oh, good.
They were okay though?
They were good, yeah.
The weather's good for them?
Oh yeah. It as you can tell with the tank top on today. It's almost 90 today. Loving it.
There you go.
Yeah.
We weren't even that hot.
Really?
No.
Dang.
No, we had 86, 87.
Yeah, it's a warm one today. It's beautiful. Okay. I'll take it every day. Actually, if we dropped it maybe 15 and then added it to a February day, that'd be perfect. Help even it out a little.
Right.
But no, I'm only kidding. I love it.
You're just wearing the tank top. You're showing off the guns. I see you.
Yeah.
Well, we got the fitness. The fitness. Let's see where we got here. We got the fitness challenge. Still, I should say challenge. Fitness journey.
Yeah.
Fitness lifestyle.
Yeah.
What have you been doing?
So I've hit it hard. I started back up on Saturday.
Okay.
And I did elliptical, and then Sunday I did arms, bis and tris. Yesterday, I did a core, which my pool's open, so I'm like, whoosh. Thank God. Yeah. I was just, it was a good workout.
Cores are tough. Anytime. I mean, it's so important to have the strong core, but it's tough. I dread it.
Yeah. I found this guy on Instagram. I'll have to shoot you his link or something sometime. It makes it fun. It's like doing it with one of those medicine balls and then the kettlebells and a lot of just body weight motion.
Right.
You just going and going and going. And by the time you know it's done and it's over with.
Yeah, send it to me. I would love something to structure the core a little bit better than the usual.
Yeah, and you're just like a big puddle at the end.
Good. I need to be.
Today
I'm a big something in the beginning, so I got.
Today was well, I guess I'm gonna have to call it an off day. I had to take Deb to her doctor's appointment, so by the time we got back, and I'm
life happens.
Yeah, I walked in the door and I looked under the couches, I looked in the closets. I couldn't find my motivation anywhere.
Yeah. It happens. It happens. Yeah, I actually had an off day today too. I was at the job site a little bit longer than expected. And then I knew we had to record tonight, so I was like, I don't want to squeeze. I don't want to rush to get back and shower and everything. So I took today off. But I've been doing the same. I've been hitting the treadmill on a 3 incline.
Yeah.
And doing that for like 15, 20 minutes. Nothing huge, but it's what I got going right now.
Sure.
Did the ropes. I don't know if you ever used those.
I got it set right down here. Yeah.
The battle ropes or grappling ropes, whatever they're called.
Battle ropes. Yep.
I did those. Awesome. But last week I did 4 times. This week I went 3 times. The week we're going into this week here, I'm probably only going to be able to go twice.
Okay.
But again, it's something, at least it's a consistency of week after week.
That's it. And everything I've watched and everything I've heard, and you've heard the same and you've learned, it's all about just the consistency of it. You know? And
that's the thing. If you compare it, I remember a long time ago, somebody compared it to saving money. You know, it will take you a long time to save $50,000. But if you save $1 a day, every single day, you'll get there.
Sure.
And you can spend $50,000 in 20 minutes.
Oh yeah.
Kind of same thing with putting weight back on.
Right? Yeah, I know. Especially after holiday.
Put that back on quick. So, my eating has been relatively clean. We got an air fryer.
Okay.
So we were playing around with that, which is kind of cool. It's a cleaner vessel than actual frying of wings and stuff like that. So it's going good. It's getting there.
That's awesome. Yeah, Deb keeps us pretty much the free and clean. I mean, she's kind of not vegetarian, but pretty damn close, and I eat what she makes. And I'm not one to go diving in the cabinets. I eat like twice a day, and so she always is making healthy stuff. So I'm like, well, where the hell did this thing come from? But awesome. It's, it'll go. Keep doing
those. We'll get there. You know what it's going to be? It's going to be like we're going to be talking about it. A couple of weeks go by, we talk about it again. A couple of weeks go by, talking again. And then all of a sudden, we're going to start to see some real development in the way we're feeling and looking. And then that's when I get excited. As soon as I start to see it and feel it, and I know the progress is happening, and then you want more.
Right. I've kept a journal. I sent you a page or a picture of a page.
Yeah.
And I think it goes back to almost 2013.
Oh, wow.
Of working out and keeping track of my weight and, measurements and stuff like that. And you can see where there's your ups and your downs and the times off. And when, I would write down I was injured or sick or, screwing around, whatever it was.
Being lazy.
Rocky Marathon.
Right. It happens. I see you got the black on black Orioles hat on there. The
Orioles. Do. That was a present from my daughter. She went to the Orioles game a few weeks ago.
Oh, recently. Okay.
Yeah. I've never even been to an Orioles game, and I've been a fan since the 70s. I'm like,
sacrilegious.
I know. I'm like, you got to get me a hat from the stadium. So she got me this one, which I love.
So she went to an Orioles game in Baltimore?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she said it was beautiful. I've heard the Inner Harbor is gorgeous.
Yeah, it's a cool stadium. My groomsmen, my best man and my groomsmen for my wedding, we all go every year to a different baseball stadium.
Nice.
And we've been doing it since the year after we got married. So it started in 2002.
Okay.
And the reason it started was exactly what you just said. You've never been to. My one buddy is a massive Red Sox fan. And we were just talking, and he's like, yeah, I've never been to Fenway. We're like, what do you mean you've never been to Fenway? You're a Red Sox fan. You have to go to Fenway. So we're like, we'll take you next year. We'll go to Fenway.
Okay.
So we did. We went to Fenway and saw the Red Sox and the Yankees.
Okay.
And then that was it. We were like, okay, where are we going next year? And it just evolved into a trip, and we only have 7 stadiums left.
Seriously?
Yeah. So we've been to Camden Yards.
Oh my God!
And every stadium we go to, we try to take the stadium tour.
Yeah,
you go in the dugout, in the locker room, you go on the field and stuff. So it's kind of fun. We check out the game, of course, and act like we think we're 21 again. And each year as the trip got older, it's like we would get home and we close the bars down.
Yeah,
and then like 5-6 years later, we're leaving the bar at midnight, and then another 5 years later, we're leaving it at like 10.
Yeah.
Now it's after dinner. We're like, we're just gonna go back to the room. All right, let's.
I feel you on that one. I do.
Yeah, but yeah, you got to get over there. That has to be a bucket list for you.
That's like 5-6 hour drive. I would love to. I've always wanted to go to. There's a few places I'd love to go, like New York. I did. Me and my son, we went to see a Yankees game. We took a bus tour, and which was nice because I didn't have to drive it, and I just that was great. And it was the final season of Jeter.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And we went through for a day game, and my son's a big Yankees fan. I could kill him. And yeah, and he's a Patriots fan too. And
that would break my heart if my why, Fredo? Why?
My two mortal enemies, the Jets, the Patriots,
right?
And the Yankees. So anyway, we went down there, and they're playing the Rangers. And when I tell you nosebleeds, we're sitting in the freaking clouds.
Oh,
I'm like looking down. I'm like, I'm afraid I'm going to fall forward.
Right.
And the stadium was beautiful. Don't get me wrong. It was gorgeous. But Jeter took the day off.
Oh no.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
that was the only major league, other than seeing they were the Chiefs, the Sky Chiefs, and now they're the Syracuse Mets. Our AAA club over here. That was the only pro game I've ever been to. And
actually, ironically, when we went on our trip to the New York stadiums, that was the year we did New York when Jeter was Jeter's last year.
Okay.
And I forget who they played, but Jeter was there. Jeter did play.
Oh, did he?
We always thought about that when we go on the trips. We're like, is this the year that the All-Star doesn't show up and get hurt? Was this year, knock on wood, we've never been rained out.
Wow.
So it's like, what happens if we get rained out? We can't go the next day. We usually leave the next day.
That's crazy great luck right there.
Yeah, you got to get down to Camden Yards. That's a must. What is it, Fells Point or something like that? It's called right around there. It's like all restaurants and bars and stuff right near the stadium.
The old BO warehouse and Boog's Barbecue and Yawkey. Is it Yawkey Drive or whatever?
Well, Yawkey's that's the Red Sox thing.
Or no, there's another one. I can't remember. Yeah, Yawkey's in Boston. But I want to go to these places. The driving scares the living.
Well, it's not even that.
Jesus out of me.
Once you get to be 6-7 hours, it's just so much.
It's the traffic. I'm like white knuckling and just Let me tell you a real quick story. I left one year. We left North Carolina, and I drove to Philly. So I wanted to see it was the first time I ever saw the Rocky statue.
Okay.
And we were like, we're going to hit Philly. We're going to run, see the statue. And then we're heading to Atlantic City. I want to go to the Margaritaville hotel.
Yeah.
And there was a Land Shark Landing bar and all that.
Yep.
We got into Philly. And then we found the statue. We had a park by some college. We ran all the way over, saw it for like 10 minutes. I'm like, let's get the heck out of here because it's going to get nuts.
Right.
I'm telling you, Tony, we were leaving Philly. I had people coming from under me, from left, the right, and from on top, and from here and here and here, and they're all over the place. And I'm like, when we got to Atlantic City, my wife was about ready to put me to bed. I was like, ugh. It was.
You needed the Land Shark Landing. You needed that.
It was. I'm sitting there trying to drink my beer. And I'm like,
it's too much. It's just
chaos.
So much. Yeah. I get it. I definitely get it. That's one of the reasons why I left New York and the New Jersey area. I'm not that kind of guy where the hustle and bustle and stuff. I mean, I don't care for it. So I don't want to drive either, like you said. I understand that definitely. But you do for baseball, man. Baseball is like it's the great American pastime. It's fathers and sons. It's I think I can't say every father-son, obviously, but a lot of father-sons have gone to ball games and played catch in the backyard and did all that stuff. It's
I coached my son's baseball from t-ball on up, and then football and basketball. It's just part of our life,
Yeah.
But I can do without the traffic.
Oh, I hear that. Well, that's why we're discussing some baseball movies this week. And some of these movies, they hit home because of that thing. I mean, these are in no particular like order of importance or order of greatness or anything of that nature. These are just a handful of movies that we picked out to discuss because they're the big ones. Let's face facts. Whenever you talk about a baseball movie, what comes to the top of your head? Okay, it might be Field of Dreams.
Oh, yeah.
Which,
it's a classic.
It's a classic movie. I mean, when these guys come walking out of the cornfield, you get butterflies in your stomach. And I'm sorry, I don't care how old you are, I don't care how tough you are, and this movie's almost 50 years old, guys, so we're not giving anything away when we talk about endings.
Moonlight Graham.
When Kevin Costner's character asks his dad if he wants to play catch. What man didn't swell up with the eyes there?
I know.
I mean, because I remember, like yesterday, I remember having catches with my dad.
Yeah.
When he would get home run and get the gloves. Come on, let's go. Yeah. It's just it's a rite of passage, or however you want to put it.
Absolutely correct. Yeah.
And that movie, that part. I mean, the whole movie revolves around baseball.
Right.
But that part there,
James Earl Jones, Kevin Costner, Ray Liotta, and many others.
Shoeless Joe.
And then I can't remember the actor's name. It's the tip of my tongue. Moonlight Graham. Burt Lancaster, is that right?
Mm-hmm. Burt Lancaster? Yes, that's correct, yeah.
Oh, who couldn't love that guy,
Yeah, that's when he became a doctor, remember?
Yeah. Oh.
Great film. Film. So well done. Kevin Costner, he did a couple of baseball movies which are hanging around in baseball memory forever. If you talk to baseball players, professional baseball players, whether they're minor league or major league, one of the two movies that are going to be mentioned is Bull Durham. Every baseball player, athlete, they love that movie.
Yeah.
And you got the scene here where look how young Kevin Costner is there.
Right.
Jeez.
Crash Davis.
Oh, Crash. That's when they had the meeting on the mound, remember? And the manager goes out there, hey, what do we got going on? Remember, they're talking about getting a wedding gift. They're talking about the chicken.
Teacups. Was that Robert Wall?
Oh, yep.
Yeah.
Oh, he's classic.
Yeah.
So funny. But it's like, remember when they had the rain out? When they turned the sprinklers on because they didn't want to play the next day? Like, I can never
rain out. Natural disaster. I love it when he goes out to the mound and Tim Robbins, Nuke LaLoosh, and he's like, or he didn't go out to the mound. He was talking. He was like, Nuke shook him off for the sign, and he says to the umpire, he's like, that SOB just shook me off.
Yeah,
he's throwing a perfect game, and he just shook me off. And he looks at the batter. He says, when you talk of me, talk highly. Fastball.
Boom.
Yeah.
And what's funny is he goes out to the mound and he's like, I don't think that one landed yet. And Tim Robbins' character's like, all right, you made your point. Give me the
ball. I remember, sorry to cut you off. I remember the trailer for that movie. I mean, it just stuck in my head because I always thought it was so funny. Was on that scene, and maybe it's in the movie, I don't remember, I haven't seen it in a bit, but he's like, well, that wouldn't have been out of most parks. And Nuke says, which one? He says, Yellowstone.
It has so many classic lines. It's so funny.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's minor league is not glamorous.
No.
It's minor league baseball is not glamorous at all. To have the star pitcher who's going to get called up and the veteran minor leaguer who's, trying to talk him up to the show because he's been there, for a week.
Right.
It's so well done. It's so funny. It's awesome.
Susan Sarandon was great in that movie.
Everybody was fantastic.
Yeah.
It was just a great. Remember, you're lollygagging around. He's like, what do they do? Lollygag. Oh my god!
Classics, just classics.
The second film that every Major League Baseball player will say is one of their favorites is Major League.
Oh yeah. So here we go.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, wait, let's get this. Let's see. There
I don't have the skull.
Just like him.
I don't have the skull, but
yeah, right. Look at that. Let's see. Oh yeah, look at that.
Yeah, right.
Wild Thing.
Thing.
And do you know that he was he was taught to pitch, obviously, for the film by some major league players, but he was clocking at 85 when he was filming.
Really?
Yeah,
no
he was really the pitcher for the scenes, and he was clocking into like 84, 85 miles an hour. That's nothing to be embarrassed about there.
No,
that's a nice little fastball.
Hell, he was throwing faster than what's his name there from the Cubs? Not Smoltz. The one who he was a junker, not Necro, but I can't.
Knuckleballer?
Was it Maddox?
Oh, when Maddox was with the Cubs, he was just started. He was a rookie. Yeah.
Oh, I can't think of his name, but I mean, he never really touched mid-80s.
No,
he made himself
they'll throw those things 60 miles an hour. It'll come at you like a butterfly.
Yeah.
You're just sitting there.
Wasn't it Mike Maddox? He was just pinpoint accuracy. Am I thinking of the right guy? I can't remember. There was Smoltz, and then there was
that's for the Braves.
Oh, who did I say?
Maddox? Greg Maddox was a Cub.
Greg Maddox.
He was only a Cub for a short period of time before he went to the Braves.
But he was. I don't think he ever got anything over 85.
No, he didn't have any heat.
He just was pinpoint accuracy, and
so a lot of those pictures are like that. They just paint the corners.
Yep.
That's all you need. You don't need to throw some flames. I mean, as long as you paint the corners and just catch them looking.
Right.
That's all they have.
Right. But, he had that sneaky curve. I think he had a 12-6 curve, maybe, or
some of those things. The bottom just drops out, and you're like, the batter's legs go wobbly. You don't even know what happened.
Oh my God, yeah.
But yeah, Major League was definitely I mean, they had a few sequels which were definitely not as funny or charismatic as the first.
Right.
But it was funny. It was entertaining.
Bob Uecker.
Unrealistic as you could get, but it was exactly. You got Uecker calling the game just a bit outside. It's such an awesome movie. I remember Wesley Snipes was Willie Mays Hayes.
Yeah.
And
Serrano.
Voodoo. Jobu. Remember Jobu?
Yeah.
Little Indian guy.
Oh God,
they were definitely a cast of characters, that's for sure.
Yeah. And the second one wasn't.
Yeah, that's what I mean. The sequels, they definitely weren't up there.
Yeah, the third one was definitely not.
No. But then you got a couple other movies that aren't as well known, but they're definitely good films. When you talk about baseball movies, one of them being The Rookie.
True story.
Based on a true story, yeah. Based on a true story about pitching. Remember, he's coaching the Little League guys.
Yeah. And they didn't. His team dared him, or said if we win,
if we win
state or something like that, you
got to try out.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah, amazing. I mean, I would love to look at who didn't get goosebumps when he threw the ball past the speed radar.
Right. Yeah, and
that was so classic. It was great.
Yeah, was that Dennis Quaid or Randy Quaid? Dennis Quaid, right?
Yeah, Dennis Quaid.
Yeah. He's a great actor.
Yeah, he did a great job. He's another baseballer. He played baseball, I think, in college, and you could tell he throws pretty naturally.
Yeah.
Kevin Costner did another film that is not as well known as the first two. First two are baseball lore. But this one here, called For Love of the Game, it's a good film. I mean, I liked it. It's definitely not one of the better baseball movies. It's more of a, love story baseball movie.
Well, I was actually talking to Deb about that because we watched, and we'll talk about it in a minute, another baseball movie. We watched The Natural last night, and it was a toss-up between. Now, I absolutely love For Love of the Game.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'll tell you, I will tell you, I hands down went out and bought a Detroit hat because of that movie, right? And I was telling her, she's like, "Why do you like it?" I said, "This movie is so much like Rocky because it's a love story based around baseball.
Mm-hmm.
Like Rocky was a love story based around boxing."
Yeah.
And I said, it checks all the boxes for me.
Yeah.
It just checks all the boxes. And when disclaimer, when he throws the perfect game,
Yeah. No, and that's the thing. They're having a crappy season. They're not going anywhere. And it's like, but his time on the mound, he could become immortal this night.
That's right.
And go the distance.
That's right. And I could feel. I used to pitch. I used to play NABA and MSBL, and so I used to pitch. And in my final years, I can't throw the ball from second to first now.
Sure.
The shoulder's just gone, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I remember my last time out pitching. It hurt so bad. I could feel his pain.
Yeah.
I could feel his pain on the mound when he's wincing and he's going like this. I knew what he was feeling. I mean, it's a movie, I know, but
sure, no, it is. But
I can feel it. I'm like, I know that
how well he's acting, and how a great job he's doing by convincing you that you could feel it.
Yeah,
you know, he's like, remember when the catcher John C. Riley?
Oh yeah,
out, and he's like, listen, just pat me on the butt and say have a good game. You know, I know what's going on right now. He's like, I know my body. Just get back to behind the plate.
That's it.
And fantastic game. And I love the fact that he didn't give in to the money, to the new owners, you know, by letting them get traded to some subpar team for like a 1 draft pick or something. He meant more than that to the game. Yes. And that's why, you know, what he did for the love of the game.
Right.
I love it. I think it's a great movie. It's a fantastic movie. Go check it out if you haven't seen it.
It is definitely within the top 5 for me, for sure.
Yeah.
Me and my son will watch it all, you know, whenever we get a chance, we watch it together. And it just, I don't know. It's like Rocky. If the movie can draw you in that close where you can feel his pain and you know that pain, to me, that's like, you got me.
Yep. And like you had just mentioned a little while ago, another one is The Natural. Now, The Natural, it's got a little bit of like fairy tale.
Yeah.
You know, the older guy, one more shot. You know, it's a great story, great film, great score, the music.
Randy Newman.
Wonderfully done. Yes. I love Robert Duvall's reporter character. You know, he's like, I know this guy. I know that. Like, where is he from? And it's another well done movie. You know, again, the underdog. He's the older guy. They're calling him Gramps.
Yep.
Hey, Gramps. You know, what are you going to do? You know, the one ball. Remember, he says, "Throw it in here. Just mess around." He goes to throw it to the one guy who's standing up.
Yeah.
And he whiffs him, and the ball goes through the net. You know, they're looking at him like, "Whoa, where'd that come from?" And so it's a little bit, like I said, fairy tale, not make believe, but you know, it's a great telling of a story.
Yeah, I remember when like I said, in my final season, I was playing. I show up to spring training, and you know, there's all these kids, and I'm going up to the batting cage, and one of the kids walks by me. He's like, "Oh, pardon me, sir." I'm like, "Don't call me sir. I'll beat you with my freaking cane."
Oh my God, I know. Well, you think about it from their age, like you don't really put 2 and 2 together with their age sometimes.
I'm still 18. What the hell are you talking about?
They're like 6, 7 years old.
I know.
If we looked at a 50-something-year-old guy at 6 or 7, we would have been like, "Who's this old guy?"
Yeah, you know. Oh, come
that's
on.
funny.
But let me tell you, last night we were watching The Natural, and you get chills. I'm through. Like he knocks the cover off the ball.
Yeah.
Like first at bat.
Yeah.
He breaks the clock at Wrigley. And
Sparks going all over.
And then the last he hits the home run to win the game to put the Knights into the World Series, and he hits the lights way up there and they're blowing up and it's like fireworks. Oh my God. I know it's
got the drama, it's got the nail biter, it's got you know the antagonist with the remember when the owner,
the judge,
didn't want to pay him.
Yeah.
You know, it's just so well done. Very well done. Great film, great acting. Of course, the great Robert Redford, Kim Basinger.
Yep.
Is in there as well. A young Michael Madsen.
Yeah. Bump was a bump.
Bump Willis or Bump Wilson?
Wills.
Yeah, something like that. Remember he ran through the fence?
Yeah. I'm like, what? He died from that?
No, that's what I thought too.
What a wuss.
What kind of fence is that? Jesus. Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah.
But baseball will always be, you know, America's pastime, the great American game, fathers and sons. Some of my most vivid and favorite memories of my life was going to the ball game with my father. Back in the 70s when my dad and I would go a lot, they had scheduled double headers.
Okay.
And I used to remember going crazy when my dad said I got tickets to Saturday's game, and it was a double header.
Oh,
like,
wow.
Oh, we're going to be there all day.
Yeah, right. Right.
And he would always get us tickets. For some reason, I don't know how or why, but every time he got us tickets to go see the Mets, they were playing the Dodgers.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, and I don't know how or why that happened, but this was back when, Seaver was on the mound, and
the
Dodgers.
Oh, what a great pitcher!
The Dodgers had Steve Garvey, and it was a good time. But I remember going to the field like it was yesterday. I remember seeing all the green of the grass and
the
players in their uniforms. They're looking like larger than life, and just a great time, great memories that a lot of fathers and sons have.
Yeah, growing up, we lived out in the country, so there was only a handful of houses, and three or four fathers from our neighborhood got all the boys together, and we went to, back then it was MacArthur Stadium here in Syracuse, the Syracuse Chiefs, and that's way back in the 70s, and they used to scrimmage because it was the farm team for the Yankees. And they used to scrimmage the Yankees, and I do believe it was one of the, we went to the game, they scrimmaged the Yankees, and I'm 99% sure Thurman Munson was at that game.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I remember watching it, just being, I was never a Yankees fan. And I think I told you the story. All the other boys, they got, the batters' helmets, the plastic ones, they all got Yankees ones. And I'm like, I want a Mets. And I still have that today. It's hanging up.
Oh, no way.
That's awesome. I still do.
That's awesome. No, like we talked about once before, most of the time you follow who your father follows or whoever's in your life. I mean, if it's your grandfather that's in your life or your mother's in your life, more so to guide you in that direction, you're going to follow who you're growing up with. I mean, very rarely do people, my dad's dad followed the Mets. My dad followed the Mets. I'm growing. What am I going to do? Of course, I'm going to follow the Mets.
Sure.
So it's, it's just what you do. And usually it stems, way back to a grandfather or whoever that used to like the team.
Sure.
And but I definitely hear you, because there was a lot of Yankees fans in my neighborhood.
Yeah.
I was a Mets. But, the funny part is, like, the Mets went in the World Series against the A's in '73.
Yep.
And then they kind of stunk a little while, until like '84.
Right.
And then the Yankees had their heyday in the late '70s, where they had Reggie Jackson and Thurman Munson and those guys. And then, of course, when the Mets were good in the '80s, the Yankees stunk. So they just up and down, up and down. So we got to razz each other in the neighborhood, whenever the other team was doing well or poorly or whatever.
Sure.
It's just, it's baseball, and it's a game I love, and it brings back so many memories in so many different ways. I mean, we brought our girls we bring them to spring training all the time.
Okay.
And we'll watch the Mets play whoever.
Yeah.
And we actually were lucky enough, about 10 years ago, we took my dad to the new Mets stadium.
Okay.
For Father's Day. Okay.
And
we went there at Citi Field for Father's Day. So my girls got to go to Citi Field as well.
Nice.
So it's pretpretty cool. It's
There's just something it's baseball. It's just, was that old commercial, baseball, hot dogs, apple pie, and Chevrolet?
No, it is. It's like, it's not a fast game.
No,
I think, to be honest with you, football's a fast game. I love football.
Yep.
But it's like, I think that's the appeal of baseball. It's a nice day out. You're just relaxing, watching them play.
Mm-hmm.
You have a dog, you have a soda or beer, whatever. It's like you're just hanging out with your family or your friends. It's just it's a picnic with a game on in front of you.
That's right.
It's a great time.
That's right.
Time.
Absolutely.
Well, I hope, my friend, you get to go to Baltimore, to Camden Yards someday to watch your Orioles.
Oh, I hope so. We'll get down there sometime. I was in Maryland a bunch of years ago, and it just, we weren't near, but we went by it. I'm like, oh, there it goes.
Well, I'm sure you'll get there eventually, sooner or later.
Yeah.
I know it's not really far from Philly. It's I mean, it's not close, but it's not really far from Philly.
Okay.
I think it's like an hour and a half from Philly.
Okay.
I think I could be wrong. So maybe in 26 when we go for the 50th anniversary of Rocky Run, after the run, you can go down there and see a game.
There's an idea. Oh, I wanted to ask you, did you ever see, back to the baseball movies? Did you ever, and I think he's one of my favorite actors. I think he's one of yours, Tom Selleck.
Oh, I love Tom Selleck.
Okay. Did you ever see Mr. Baseball?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Isn't that a great one? I mean,
like I said, there's so many we haven't mentioned.
Obscure.
It's definitely obscure. He was like the Mike Trout of MLB, and then he gets sent to the Japanese league because he's too old.
Yeah.
But he's a fantastic baseball player. He would matter of fact, they were interviewing some major leaguers on what celebrities came to BP and like who was decent, who was a joke and stuff. And everybody mentions Tom Selleck and how good he could hit.
Really?
And he was hitting dingers too.
No kidding.
I mean, but he's huge. He's like 6'4".
Yeah, he's a big guy.
250. Well, in his heyday, he was 250, whatever. But yeah, he's a huge Detroit Tigers fan.
Yeah. Well, he always wore the hat on Magnum, right?
Well, let's say the Magnum PI Tigers hat there. So it's but yeah, we missed. I mean, there's so many other movies.
Oh, The Sandlot,
Mr. Baseball. Remember there wasn't there Mr. 3000 with Bernie Mac?
Yep, Mr. 3000, which was okay. I mean, it was good. What was it? 8 Men Out. 8 Men Out.
8 Men Out. Yep, about the Black Sox scandal.
Yeah.
World Series, and you have A League of Their Own. There's no crying in baseball. One of the more famous lines.
There's so much in that movie that you could just go on for days with that one too. It's just another classic.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what other. I mean, there was some older ones, like I said, for the Pride of the Yankees.
Yep.
42.
The Jackie Robinson story, which was a really good movie.
Excellent movie. Yeah. That one there. The baseball. It's just it's something that you could.
Oh, Rookie of the Year. Rookie of the Year. You remember that goofy? The one where the kid broke his arm.
Oh, the little boy. Yes. Yes.
And he throws a strike from center field bleachers.
Actually, I just realized we didn't talk about one of the movies that we all probably love as baseball fans.
Oh, yes. The Sandlot.
Sandlot. You're killing me, Smalls. Come on. How can we miss that? I forgot what you when you said about the little kid. It made me think about it.
Okay.
Sandlot has got everything in it for a boy or a man that was 10-ish, 12-ish in that time period. It's got everything. It's got the razzing of each other. It's got playing. You live to play baseball every single day with your buddies. Oh, the 4th of July fireworks. What's that?
Hercules the dog.
Oh, Hercules. I remember. Oh, he left. He left the show, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm back. Just the Sandlot.
There it is. The Sandlot.
Benny the Jet.
Benny the Jet. It's such a great movie. It's a feel-good movie.
Yes.
Those guys all get together every year.
Do they really?
Yeah, every year the whole team gets together and goes to dinner or whatever they do. I've seen a few different pictures of them posted around social media. Okay. And the one guy, I forget what character he played. It wasn't Squints. I forget what, but he's jacked. I mean,
yeah.
He is ripped.
Was that Benny?
No, it wasn't Benny.
Okay.
It was one of the other characters. Like I said, it was one of my favorite scenes in that movie. Remember when Squints pretends to drown?
Yeah.
And the song kicks in, this magic moment.
Yeah.
He's like, we were banned from the pool that summer.
How could you not love? I mean, the second one was okay.
Uh-huh.
The third one, but
the Sandlot is classic. It's got every 10-year-old boy that has played baseball with his friends, all the pretending to be the pro and, chewing the gum. And remember when they all chewed the chewing tobacco? They all got sick.
They got on the tilt-a-whirl.
It's so great. And then, of course, like you said, Hercules, they hit the ball over the field. I remember that when we would hit the ball, because where we played was a field called Evergreen Park.
Okay.
And if you hit, and it had a shallow left field. And at the back of left field, there was this creek.
Okay.
And then it went like down and up. But the creek was, maybe 8 feet wide. It wasn't huge or nothing, maybe 10 feet wide. But it was, it was pretty deep, maybe knee deep.
Okay.
So if you hit it in there, it might not have stayed around very long. And, when you're a kid, you don't have 30 baseballs laying around.
No.
I mean, they do now probably. But,
Yeah, right.
When we were kids, we had 2 if we were lucky. So it's such a great movie. I love it.
I'll tell you, growing up on the farm, like I did, our baseball field was, in the pasture. And every once in a while, one of us would, get a hold of one, right? And everything was always live. There was no, and you always had to watch out for the electric barbed wire fences. And I can't tell you how many of us got.
No way.
I swear, I'm not even making it up. I swear to God.
Funny.
One of them got right across the forehead.
Oh, God.
Yep. My little brother at the time, he was real little. He's playing. And he's going after a ball, and he goes to grab the fence to, like, jump over it. And he wasn't even thinking, right?
Yeah.
He's holding onto the fence, and he couldn't let go. And the volts are just going through. He's going, ah. My dad's yelling, just let go.
He can't. He can't let go. He's stuck.
We had a lot of cows, so
yeah,
Grandpa had the volts turned up.
Oh, that's so funny.
Oh my God, you can't make this stuff up.
That's so funny. But that's the kind of stuff. That's the stuff that's in Sandlot. That craziness that people don't think will happen, but you can relate to it. It may not be exactly what you have, but you can relate to it. So
very, very, absolutely.
Good stuff, man. That was excellent. I love talking baseball. I love all these films. This was a good one, my friend.
Absolutely. I love this episode, and maybe next spring training season I can come down and we can catch a couple games.
Hey, come on down. I'm only 15 minutes from the Phillies spring training.
Really?
I don't care for the Phillies, obviously, being a Mets fan, but
I know.
I'm 4 hours from the Mets, but anytime you want to come back, just let me know.
I've always wanted to see spring training ball games. I know that a lot of the stars don't show up, or that's what I've heard.
No, they do. They show up. First of all, they won't travel. So, like the Philly Stadium that's down the street from me, if the Mets were playing them, you won't really see any stars. They have to bring like 2 or 3 starters by like MLB rules.
Oh, okay.
But it may be like the who cares guys.
Yeah.
But they will have them. Now home games is when they'll play. And then once you get to that middle of the season type of thing is when they start playing a lot more.
Okay.
Because they really want to start to warm it, and see get their game going. But it's just a great experience. I mean, your worst seat is the best seat in a major league stadium. Right. It's just it's great weather. It's just a great time. So yeah, anytime you want, just let me know.
I would be absolutely remiss if I didn't mention this. As you're in my rocky basement, right? And you go to open the door to my shop, which is my rocky shop.
Okay.
On the inside of that door, if I flip my camera around, you could see it. There's a poster, big poster. Bud Abbott, Lou Costello. Who's on first?
So one of the most classic and ridiculous comedy skits ever.
Yes.
Never to be duplicated. And the thing was done, 60 years ago? What am I saying, 60? Probably 80 years ago.
Yeah.
And it's still funny as anything. Actually, it's funny you brought that up because I watched it the other day. Somehow, something was about baseball on the TV, and I just stopped for a moment to check it out. And then it went to that.
Okay.
It was already into it.
Yep.
And they were talking, I think he was already at Costello was going, second base, all that back and forth. You know how hard it was to write that? I mean, that must have been ridiculous to write that skit.
I know. And then to remember it all.
It was so well done, remembering it all right. Exactly. It's just
I don't know. First
well,
base.
Who comes to get his check on payday? Exactly.
No, that's left field.
Oh my God! Yes.
Yeah, I got a big poster, black and white, of Bud and Lou.
And what does it have? The whole skit written down?
Yeah, in their baseball uniforms, doing the skit
nice.
from because I mean, as a baseball purist,
yeah,
that goes right to the roots. To me, anyway, it goes right to the roots.
St. Louis Wolves.
Yes. I'll have to sometime. I'll open the door and I'll take a picture of it.
And if anybody's watching that does not know who Abbott and Costello is, after you watch the show, go up to the search bar by YouTube, Abbott Costello, Who's on First. Sit back and enjoy.
Oh, you'll laugh.
Love it.
Yes.
Well, this is awesome, my friend. I will see you next week.
You got it, brother.
All righty. And thank you, everybody, for watching. Appreciate it. Go to message Rick on Instagram if you want any of these shirts and signs that we keep talking about. He can make them all. But I appreciate it. Good to see you, and we will see everybody next week.